Hello, this is Mary Hawk, president of Pagan World TV, and we are honored and excited to announce that Pagan World TV has been nominated in two categories of the 2024 Witchcraft and Occult Media Awards. Our YouTube channel Magic TV has been nominated in Outstanding Vlog or Vidcast, and the video Journey to the Parliament by Sir Ed Hubbard has been nominated in Exceptional Video. So we do ask that you follow the link scrolling at the bottom of the screen and vote for Magic TV and Journey to the Parliament in those two categories. We also encourage you to review all the nominees in all the many categories available and vote in those as well. And again, please vote for Magic TV and Journey to the Parliament. Thank you so much.
Aromagees Botanica, a metaphysical store for mind, body, and spirit. Oils, herbs, candles, crystals, teas, handmade soaps, tarot cards, everything you need on your magical journey. Daily psychic and tarot readings, classes, witchcraft, pagan, and hoodoo supplies, most of it made in-house. Try our free Dress Your Own candle station. From spiritual gifts to ritual supplies to religious books, we have the widest selection of metaphysical products in all of Tennessee since 1999. It is our goal to inspire everyone to explore their spirituality in their own way by offering information and products in a nurturing multicultural environment. Open 7 days a week. 223 Donaldson Pike, Nashville, Tennessee, or visit us online at aromagees.com.
A hand-carved natural quartz crystal ball made into a necklace for divination on the go. Crystal balls have been used for centuries in healing and cleansing rituals, as well as for divination. The sphere represents infinity and the circle of life. While a wand uses focused energy, the crystal ball sends out energy in all directions. This makes it a great resource for discovering the complete circumstances surrounding a question.
Hi, I'm Atalanta, and this is Everyday Witchcraft. Here on Everyday Witchcraft, we explore everything from witchcraft to the occult to the paranormal and the spiritual. Every week we have special guests that have expertise in the subject matter at hand. Welcome to another episode of Everyday Witchcraft. Tonight's special guest is returning guest Belladonna Laveau. Belladonna is the matriarch of the Aquarian Tabernacle Church International. She is also an author of the book series, The ABCs of Witchcraft. She does many different things for the community, and she has lots of information to share. Tonight's episode is just going to be us chatting and talking about festivals and things that's going on. So no further ado, let's welcome Belladonna.
Hey, I'm so glad to be here. It is such a pleasure to be back. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. And although I know everybody knows you, but there might be a couple of people. Can you kind of introduce yourself?
I'm sure that not everybody knows me. I am the matriarch of the Aquarian Tabernacle Church, and I built wiccanseminary.edu. And the Aquarian Tabernacle Church is a worldwide organization of covens. We're a collection of covens. We're not a tradition. We're a collection of covens of different traditions that work together to provide big church resources to small individual groups, because covens are like 3 to 13 people. It's hard to, big church resources need, hundreds to thousands of people. So we provide resources and we work together to protect civil rights and inculcate pagan values within the modern culture.
Perfect. Well, we're going to talk about all kinds of things tonight. We're just going to kind of see where it takes us.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you so much.
We're going to
talk about a method that I use to reprogram the subconscious. So back in the day, we used to have notebooks that we wrote in over and over and over and over. The first time my teacher said that I had to write out my affirmations, I was like, am I being punished? Is this like a blackboard exercise? Are you serious? I have to write this down. Is that why they made us do that when we were kids? Because it programs your subconscious. They were subconsciously programming us against our will.
That's exactly what they were saying.
I had all this existential over it. And but I did it because I'm a good student and I do what I'm told. And then years later, we learned a new method because, witchcraft evolves. The more we learn, the more we learn. And so there's all these different methods of tapping now. And the one that I really like is really easy because some of them, you got to learn how to tap all over the different places and stuff. Well, this is the easy route. Okay. You do your hands like this and you choose here and here between your, okay. And you say, I accept, acknowledge, and affirm.
I accept, acknowledge, and affirm.
That I am prosperous.
That I am prosperous.
That I behave in ways that generate wealth.
That I behave in ways that generate wealth.
That I seize opportunities as they are made available to me.
That I seize opportunities as they are made available to me.
And I maximize my personal value and worth.
And I maximize my personal value and worth.
From point of origin.
From point of origin.
Into the present moment.
Into
and into the eternal future.
And into the eternal future.
Yeah. So
I love it.
You take, I accept, acknowledge, and affirm. And then you put your whatever in it. I picked prosperity because I figured everybody wants more money in their life, right?
Absolutely.
And then it's from the point of origin, meaning wherever the conflict started in your past life, wherever the counter program started in a past life, we fix it from there into the present moment and into the eternal future. So I accept, acknowledge, and affirm whatever state, whatever in the present positive, from point of origin, the present moment, and into the eternal future.
I love that. That's fabulous. What a way to start off the show too, because it's always good to start with something like that that's super positive and helpful.
Oh, I love easy magic. I love easy.
Yep. Right? That's the thing, the easy. You just have to do it all throughout the day and figure out, like every time I drink a cup of coffee, we were just talking about coffee. Every time I drink a cup of coffee, I do magic into that coffee every single time. every time. Even if I'm at a convenience store, I don't care. They can look at me weird. Doesn't matter to me. And I do something that banishes away, and I do something that brings to me, depending on the circumstances. But it's that, those little tiny things like that that makes a magical day.
It's really important that you do that with coffee that you get or anything that you buy out in the public that you're going to put into your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You really should make sure that you banish all negativity and you invoke all positivity into your food, because Bella go boom. I'll eat something that somebody made that was pissed off when they made it, and then I will take that energy and express it in the room.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, like, look at things like chicken, the way they
Yeah.
treat chickens, and they slaughter, cows and pigs and stuff like that. And you're putting that into your body,
Well, they were, I mean, oh, we get into a whole thing about, how to treat animals. The goddess has told me that I need to raise my own animals. And I was like, I'm not gonna be able to kill and eat an animal that I know. And she said, you want to kill and eat, you want to eat an animal that you don't know? And I was like, oh, because they've got all these medicines, and how were they treated, and were they scared? Were they bullied? Were they, how were they treated? You don't know. You raise an animal with love and you feed them good food. And, so I've started buying my food from the butcher that owns the farm, that takes care of his animals, so that I don't have to know them, but I do know how they're taken care of.
Right.
And work up to raising them myself, in a future life.
That's so good. I wish there was something like that around here. Of course, I'm out in the woods now. I might be able to find something like that. But yeah, I just really think about that,
every year we do this magic at Yule where we the Yule log, where we put all of our pain and misery and all the bad stuff into the Yule log, but we keep the wisdom, and then we burn away the things that cause us to age, which is the pain, right? The pain and the suffering and the oh my God, I've made the regret.
Right.
Right. You put all that in the log and you leave it in the last year, and then you keep the wisdom because you need the lesson. You don't want to have to learn that again, right?
No.
and then you move on with the ability to grow from that new level place. But yeah, I tried to get younger during the pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I didn't even think about it until today, but the new moon is 111, right? So that's supposed to mean something with the angel numbers and stuff like that. And it's the first new moon of the year, and just okay. So all that stuff with the Yule log that you were just saying, you could do that tomorrow and just release everything.
Absolutely, you totally could. And there's a lot of different ways you can do it. Like you don't have to have a Yule log. You can just take a black candle and put it into a black candle and burn all of that away and start the year fresh. And
start it fresh.
Yeah.
Get rid of all that, start it fresh. But like you said, keep the wisdom.
Keep
what
the
you
wisdom,
learn.
thing that ages you.
Yep. That's beautiful. Well, yeah, you keep getting younger every time I see you. I cannot believe. But you know what? Mary Kay too.
Mary Kay. And I also tell, now I love my Mary Kay. I got an Ipsy subscription because of you.
I love that.
I got an Ipsy subscription because okay, I got a really strong mind. I wanted to make sure that I hadn't brainwashed myself, or, I just every once in a while I check myself. Am I okay? Am I normal? Right. And so I got an Ipsy subscription so that I could try other things, because you told me you had one, and compare them to Mary Kay. And I'm going to take her. I found that I like better yet.
I'm telling, I love it. I still have a bunch of my stuff. Matter of fact, I used it tonight, the Mary Kay.
Yeah, I love my
I was listening to like a YouTube show that happened. I listen to podcasts all the time, and just something popped up. And like I think I was telling you earlier, about the new moon and stuff like that. And the dark, and I wanted to ask you about this too. The dark moon and the new moon, do you keep those separate, or do you put those together? Because some witches keep them separate, some put them together. But during the dark moon is when you can cut all cords from the negative stuff, that you've done, like eating the food and stuff like that. Do you keep yours together?
I'm an astrological witch, so I have a whole moon calendar. The moon is void of course right now. We can't make plans right now. The moon is in Libra. This is a good time to talk about this problem. I really try to go with the astro. Now I like easy magic. So if the moon's not where I want it to be, I still do whatever magic I want to do. But if there's possible to plan something, then if I'm like, I got to get rid of this right now, I'm gonna burn this shit right now. That's different from, oh, it's new moon. What can I do for new moon? And do I want to wait till? Do I want to do it in the dark of the moon? Do I want to do? It just depends on the circumstances. I bought an easy button at Staples, and I hit it all the time. When I was coming up as a witch, I found that there were some people what you would say, what color is this pen? And they would say, oh, that's pink. And some people you would say, what color is this pen? And they would go, oh, now see, that is a rosy hue from the da-da-da family of da-da-da and 2 hours later, you don't give a shit anymore. You'll go get a different pen. Right. And so I wanted to be the person who said pink.
Right.
And if they said, okay, well, where is it from? Then I could tell them the history.
Right.
But I like the bullet. I'll tell people, give me the bullet. Means I don't want to know your story. I just want to know what's wrong with you. Let's fix what's wrong.
Fix it.
I don't want to hear about your grandmother and your ex-mother-in-law and your kid and your dog. I just want to know what the problem is, because it's easy to say everybody's got a story, but we're only solving 24 problems. There's 24 tarot cards. And everybody's dealing with at least one of them to however many of them at all given times, right? And if you realize that the universe isn't happening to you, you're happening to it, and you're learning one of these lessons, which one are you learning? And stop taking it so personal. It just gets easier to start plowing through them. And I noticed that, when I was younger, I was so sensitive, and my mother would tell me all the time how sensitive I was, and it would piss me off. Because yes, I'm sensitive. I have emotions. There's nothing wrong with that, woman. And being sensitive is what makes us witches. I mean, we are a religion of the Western Quarter. We get into the astral. We are emotionally driven in our magic. Emotions are really important in order to do magic. But we are also, we take things very personal, and we can get very volatile with our emotions because we're dealing with all of this water energy. And it makes us very individualized and sometimes scared to work with others, And I have learned that if you just take that out of the equation and quit looking at it as personal, everybody's got problems. Everybody every day's got problems. Everybody every day's got just as many problems as they can handle. And sometimes it feels like it's more than you can handle. I know that there have been some moments today where I was like, this is more than I can handle. And then my mind went, you're asking the wrong questions. And I redirected my mind,
Yeah.
But that's everybody. That's what you got to do, is you got to remember that everybody's got a full plate of problems that they're wading through every day. And that's what makes us grow. What makes us stronger. That's why we go to the gym and work out, right?
Absolutely. And with everything goes so fast now. It's like, you've got all these ways of contacting people, texting, email, messenger, TikTok. I mean, everything, it's all over the place, and you're multitasking, and multitasking is great. Don't get me wrong. That's why I've been able to get jobs easy. I can multitask, but all the problems are coming faster, so we have to have quick solutions. So, I mean, it's so quick, and it's very overwhelming sometimes, but every once in a while, you just have to sit back for a second and be like, okay, let me just connect to my soul. Let me connect. Let me take just a few minutes And I'm so guilty of not doing that. I'm doing it now. I'm implementing that into my life now. But everything's just quick. And it seems like there's more problems, but it's really it's because everything's fast.
I know that when I was a kid, it took forever for Christmas to come around. And I had this little string of candy and I could have one a day and it counted off the days and it seemed like forever. Right. And now I'm like, oh my God, I haven't bought any Christmas yet and it's almost here, And I told my husband, I said, I am not going to wait until February 13th to figure out what to get you for Valentine's Day this year, but do it now.
Do it right now.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet because time flies. And I really think that it's perspective. When you're a kid, when you're 5, you've only got this much time. So a day lasts a longer slice of your life. And when you're, 55, a day is so much shorter. And also, there's so much more happening now. There's so many more people on the planet now. There's so many more ways to talk to each other. We thought the internet was going to be a good thing. And I look at it now and I'm like, we thought kids talking and walking would be a good thing too. And see how that worked. You have to baby proof your whole house.
I know, right?
Right. So it's good because of the rampant knowledge. I mean, we're moving into the Aquarian age. It's the age of information. It's the free technology, free all of this. There's not anything that you can't learn. And I remember a time when we have to have encyclopedias on the wall so that we could have information. And if you opened it up and looked at witchcraft, it was not correct. So you couldn't even trust the stuff in the books. I mean, you still can't trust stuff in books. You have to use your critical thinking and decide whether or not you believe the mermaid video is real.
I remember that video. Wait a minute, real quick. I was getting my mermaid tattoo when that video came out. I was actually getting my big, and it's like it looks a lot like that one. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I remember. Just okay, side note.
But it says mockumentary. It says mockumentary. It says we made this stuff up. It is not real. And man, people, I know you want to believe in real mermaids. I am a real mermaid and I have 2 legs. I have the hair to prove it. Right. No, I think that it's important that we employ our critical thinking skills because we are inundated with so much information, but also, hallelujah, we have so much information. And I remember when we got the internet and witches could first find each other, and then we had the witch wars. It was straight away. It wasn't like we had this time where we basked in the glory of having met other pagans. It was ridiculous. And we got past that. So I think we're in a new era of how do we get in touch with each other? That's one of the things about business today. It's like, how do we get in touch with everybody? You can't. Back when I was a kid, there were 3 stations on the channel. There were 3 stations on the TV, and then one of them on the PBS thing, right? And you either watched ABC, NBC, or CBS, and that's how you got all your information. And at Atlanta, if you were like me, you had the TV guide memorized. You knew you watched Up Close on Tuesday, and you watched Who's Three's Company on Wednesday, whatever it was.
Love Boat Fantasy Island Saturday.
And Fantasy Island came on after Love Boat, and that was your Saturday night. It was on TV. That's not that way anymore. I mean, who watches television?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if I had $1 million, I wouldn't know where to advertise to reach everybody, right? So we're in a transitional stage. But I'm super excited about the world today because we're in the upside. I mean, we've come through the pandemic. A lot of people died. Yeah. People aren't through dying, but we're living with it now. I just had COVID for the first time. I lived through it. I was really worried, and I probably wouldn't have if I had not been careful and got vaccines and waited for it to die down and for them to have medicine and stuff because I have COPD. Oh. But Yeah, I caught it right before I went to France, and then I walked all over Paris, and you know,
Did you
didn't really.
really? I didn't know you went to France. I'm so jelly. I'm so
Oh,
jelly.
my son, girl, let me tell you about my glorious son who works for Cirque du Soleil in France to see Cirque du Soleil. It was fantastic.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh, so cool.
he works in the very top. So they put up this big top, and it's huge. It's,
Hmm.
arena size. And he works in the very top. He's a rigger. And what he does is he keep, the people that are hanging from the ceiling, and the
Hmm.
things that are hanging from the ceiling, and the ballerina that floats down out of the ceiling and flips around and stuff. So he's making sure that they go down there and they don't die, and that they do their thing and they come back up safe. That's what that's what he does.
That's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Does he
He's
travel around everywhere? Does he stay there? Like, how does that work?
right now
He's what?
in Munich right now. He's touring France with Cirque du Soleil.
Wow. What a job, huh? That's so nice. I mean,
He's so
wow. And you got to go. That's fantastic. Yeah, I think
My
we're gonna
son's
go
gonna.
to Ireland though. Maybe at the end of the year, he's gonna take me to Ireland. I've never been there. I've never
awesome.
been over there. Never
So
been
my
across.
mother just went to Wales. She said we're Welsh and Scottish. My father is from the clan McTighe, so
Oh,
we're Scottish. That's how Teague. That's my maiden name is Teague from McTighe. And then my mother is Welsh. And it's really funny because when we go to family reunions or like family events, me and my father are almost, and my father's 6 foot and I'm 5'8", and all of my mother's people are 5'2".
oh,
Every, they look like they grew up under a barometric pressure. They're little,
oh,
dark, swarthy fae. So we're at a
mm.
Christmas event one time, and I'm standing there and I'm looking at all of the short people, and I look at my dad and I went, "You married a dark fae. That's what's wrong with us. You're supposed to check out that DNA, Daddy."
That's right. Oh, so cute. Oh, that's so cute. So, were you brought up in like paganism, or did
Oh,
you discover? Nope. You,
no,
I think we talked about this before. I don't remember though what you told me. Like, how
Mormon.
did you get started in? I'm sorry.
I was raised Mormon.
That's right. Oh my gosh, that's right. I was trying to remember. Yeah, that's
Bibles and all of that. And
yeah.
I still quote scriptures at people. I'd be like, "Oh, no, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Get out of the damn way. Back away from the explosion. Don't try to
Wow.
do your own vengeance. Just back away."
Just
Right.
back.
But I came to witchcraft because the I couldn't not hear the voices, and I thought I was crazy. Like, I had a real extreme fear of the dark that developed when I was young. I watched the movie The Exorcist,
Yeah.
and it really messed me up. See, my dad was very magical, and he tried to turn my eyes green with magic when I was 5, and I was like, "You can't do that." And my grandmother was like, "You should go with your dad's magic. Don't thwart magic. Just go with it." I was like, "Oh, freaks. I don't know what's going on here." And my grandmother had a cauldron in the front yard, and they'd dance around it and stuff like that. And my grandfather built a stone circle in the front yard, like 4 foot tall, filled it with dirt and put a cauldron right in the middle of it. And I said, "Granddaddy, why'd you do that?" Like years later when I was a witch. And he said, "Oh, I just seemed to need it to be there."
Wow.
Yeah,
That is
okay.
so cool. Okay.
Sure. So so witchcraft runs in my family. One time I was caught using the wind to burn a fire.
Hmm.
You know how you back in the day they'd let the kids watch the fire that they're burning
Right.
in. Today
Yeah.
they're smart enough not to do that, but back then I was burning this brush that was as big as the house I'm saying. It was a huge fire. I
Oh
don't
my
know
God.
why anybody thought a 12-year-old could handle that. Um, but I wanted to make it go faster, and I was like, "How can I make this fire burn faster?" And the wind blew behind me, and it blew the fire. And I went, "I didn't know
Oh,
that you could do that." And then I was like, "Mr. Wind, did you do that because I asked you to?" And then the wind blew. And I went,
Oh,
and so
cool.
when my dad finds me, he looks out the window to check on the fire, and I'm going, Mr. Wind, blow! You know, and I've got the wind just whipping the fire up, and my daddy's like, hey,
That's
are
very
you,
cool.
he said, are you playing with Mr. Wind? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, I can do that too. Don't let anybody know you can do that. And I was like, oh. So then once I got scared of the dark, I just knew that spirit was real. I knew it was real. I knew that God was real. We went to church all the time. I prayed. God answered my prayers. And so then when I started like getting all this guilt because I grew up, and it's easy to be righteous when you're 10, have hormones. Once your
Yeah.
hormones start coming in, you can't live that life.
Yeah.
You just can't. And
You
I
can't.
had too much Virgo in me. The guilt just was too much for me. And so I broke down, and I had a really difficult teenage and early adulthood rebelling against the church. And then I found witchcraft, and everything's been happy since then. I mean, my Mormon family disowned me, of course, but
Oh,
they was
yeah.
good way.
I've always been the black sheep. It's so funny because I called her my Grammy, my mother's mother. Of course, they never said the W word, never say witchcraft. They're, all Christian. But they practice witchcraft. When my Grammy was alive, she would take me, through the woods. She'd have me sniffing dirt. Like, hey, this is the good dirt, this is the bad dirt. And then what do you do with sassafras? And what do you do? And she'd show me these different plants and stuff. And then she would be doing spells. She called them prayers, but it was her intentions that she was putting into things. And of course, my mother does weird little things too. She does the potato on the wart, and it makes the wart go away. She did that for my daughter, the magic. I don't know if you know about that, but you take a potato and you put it, and then you bury the potato, it disappears. And just a bunch of things, divining what kind of, boy or girl baby, but they never would say the W word. Now my mother says, she calls it witchy poo stuff, and she admits, I said, Mom, you can be a Christian witch. No, and I said, yeah, you really can. So now she's very open to things. But yeah, so I grew up in it too, 100%.
My mother, I would spend all week getting her to decide that I was okay. And then she'd go to church, and on Monday morning, I'd be the Antichrist again. And I would spend all week because I lived in Georgia at the time, and she watched my kids, and I needed a babysitter. And so by the time now she's decided that, since I'm running a church and all of that kind of stuff, and I'm accomplished in my field, she's okay with it. But when it first started, it was really difficult, and they were caught up in that fear of what's going to happen to you, and we're not going to be able, because of you, we're not going to be able to go to the celestial kingdom because it's a racket. Everybody in the family has to be involved, or you get kicked out of the, and it's really hard to have to live with those kinds of things. I hate it that fear is so, like, it controls us so much. Fear is such a method of control, and there's so many people in the grips of fear, and it's a happier life when you choose love.
Yeah.
It's consciously something you have to do every day, and you have to recognize that you're in a state of fear, and you have to go, okay, I'm asking the wrong questions. I need to ask different questions, instead of like, oh my God, how can I spend less money? Which is a good question. But the real question is, oh my gosh, how can I make more money?
I like that.
I learned a lesson recently from my business coach. I have a business coach. I love my business coach. I found him in Mary Kay, and we became such good friends that now we coach each other. We just get together once a week and talk. So he said that fear is telling you need to do something. And the answer is love. So when you find yourself in fear, the answer is, what am I asking? What's the wrong question that I'm asking? And how can I ask a different question that comes from a state of love and creation? Because, fear and creation. That's all will chakra stuff,
It's
right?
all right here.
It's all right here. So if you can say, oh, that's telling me that I need to create, then you're spinning it from Widdershins to Deosil energy.
I like that.
It's all that, oh my God, I'm so scared energy that you just channel into something positive, and then you solve your problems. Because I tell you, all that fear is powerful. If you can turn it and use it from a positive place of love, I mean, don't use the fear. That will mess you up. I tell you a story about that one. I got a good story about that one. But anyway, getting into creation, man, it really helps when you're in those moments of how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to get through this month? How am I going to provide dinner tonight? You know, instead of how can I feed them on less? Where can I find more?
Right. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's the right questions. Have you ever seen me put out a candle with a punch?
With a punch?
Yeah. So like a give candle and punch it out.
No, I've
Yeah.
never seen. Oh,
Yeah. So punch a candle out. We did that on the wife swap show. I taught them how to do it.
that's so cool.
It's a fun trick, but you use energy. It's not a I mean, it's not a trick. If you don't use energy, the candle doesn't go out. You can't bat it out with the wind from that angle. I've tried, you know,
Right.
because I don't do it every time. Sometimes my energy's not right and the candle don't go out. So, and I have to prove to myself that things are real. I don't take, I'm very skeptical, which is funny for being a witch, but one time, the guy that was the Shinto student, we studied together, and he came to the house and he was like, well, I want to teach you how to do this. And he taught me how to punch the candle out. And it was really funny because he said, this is how you do it. And so I did it. And he was like, oh, you weren't supposed to do it the first time, which I didn't know. And then I couldn't do it again for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
The things that people put in your
didn't know how
mind.
you did it, but you did it.
I did it. I mean, I just did what he told me to do, you know, but then he also implanted doubt, which then, you know, if he'd have never implanted that doubt, I might have never, ever missed, you
Yep,
know, you gotta
that's
be
true.
careful what you plant in the heads of people. So one day I was mad and I was trying to get consistent at putting the candle out. I came home pissed off at my child's teacher. I was so mad. I can't even tell you how mad. I was so mad. And so I looked at that candle and I said, wonder if I can put it out with this energy. And I did. I lit that candle and I put that candle out with that anger. And I was like, yeah, you betcha. And I went to light it again and it wouldn't light.
Oh, wow. Oh,
It wouldn't light. So I looked and the whole thing was just frayed, like the wick. It was just frayed, completely open. And I was
wow.
like, oh man, look what I did. And so I
Oops, look
cut
what I
the
did.
top off. I cut the top off the candle and cut the wick. It would never light. I cut the candle in half, cut the wick again. That candle would never light again. Do not use negative magic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that's a lot of that's yeah.
Good lesson.
Good lesson. Very good. Whenever obviously, whenever you're upset or you're sad or whatever, all those emotions are really good. But if it's at an extreme point, and we obviously teach newer witches this, you shouldn't do magic at those times. You should wait and then use the emotions when you can control them. But you don't want to do it when it's all over the place, because
Yeah, you want to use emotions that you generate through happiness. You want to raise energy and make a joyous noise to the Lord. You want to raise positive energy and direct that. You do not want to do magic when you're mad. And I mean, like I said, I have. And the consequences are not good. It makes you feel bad. I mean, I still feel bad about what I did to that poor candle. It was an inanimate object. It does not have feelings. I hurt that candle.
It's so funny. How, let me see. How old were you when you did that? I'm just curious.
So I had to have been close to 30. Am
Okay.
I
I was like thinking that you were like a little kid and you were sad about the candle. If you close to 30.
Oh
You know what?
no, I was a full-on witch, and I was like, wonder if I could put, we know we're not supposed to, but do you have examples? Because I have an example. I tell my students at Atlanta, I say, I know all this stuff because most of the things I have messed up myself.
Yep.
Like
I'm the same way.
I'm not afraid to try things,
Mm-mm.
So give me the machete. I'll be out front. I mean, that's just me. Like, I'll carve the path. I'm not afraid. I've got a knife. I'll stick anything that's going to scare me, But that causes you to also make mistakes sometimes. And those lessons can be painful, but they're also, you learn
Yeah.
them.
Yep. You learn quick.
Effective. They're effective. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, experience is an effective teacher.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it seems like I'm the stubborn one. I'm the one that always has to really learn the hard way. So, because I'm like, I can do that. Oh, I can do it. No, I can do it. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll listen to you. No, I have to go my own way. But I do learn eventually. I do learn, but I think we all kind of have to do that to a certain extent. You want to guide your students, but at the same time, there's some things that they're going to have to fall on their butt, when they first
Well,
start
that's
walking.
why I say, that's why I told you, the rule is if I say, hey, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
Then you should listen because I don't give unsolicited advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to ask me. My maid, the maiden of the coven, she's got this, we have this epic moment where she came to me and she said, I'm doing this. And I went, okay. And I should have said, now I would have said, are you trying to prepare me or do you want advice? Because I have learned, because I have a business coach now and he gave me the words to say. But
I
back
like
then
that.
I would just go, okay. I said, okay. And then she had consequences that she was not expecting. She said, well, then you say something to me. And I said, you didn't ask me. She said, but I told you. And I said, yes, you said, I'm doing this. That isn't
Mm-hmm.
a Bella, should I do this? That is
Right.
I'm telling you, I'm doing this.
And I'm
You know,
supporting you no matter what. I may not like it,
that's my
but I'm
job.
supporting you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting the ambulance. I'm going to the bottom of the cliff. I'll pick you up. It's rocky.
Yep. That's
You're
cute.
gonna break a leg or two, but I'll be there.
I'll be there. Puff Pagan Unity Festival.
I'm
Are
gonna
you
teach
there? Oh
eco spirituality and the goddess of abundance.
my God.
And I'm going to teach reincarnation and how to therapy from reincarnation, how to heal your past lives and how it affects your present life. And then what was the other one? What was the other one? What was the other one, Dusty? Do you remember? I've got it on my Facebook right here. I was like, it's leadership. I'm going to teach a leadership class.
Oh, that's so. Do you have a schedule yet? I'm just curious. Do you know which days? Are you going to be there for all the days?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
She asked me to do closing ritual and
Oh,
morning devotional too. So we do a morning devotional. Those are
oh my
fun.
God. I'm
Closing
so excited.
rituals, easy. They just, go home. But I'm really excited. I cannot wait to see everybody. We're also doing, now we got to get you to Spring Mysteries, Atalanta. What do we need to do to get you to Spring
I
Mysteries?
know. Oh my gosh, if I would just stay in one place long enough. I moved 3 times in 4 months. But yeah, I need to go to Spring Mysteries. I have some festivals, not as many this year. The last couple of years I've been on the road. So I'm open more. My calendar's open more this year.
Oh, we need to look at it and see what you're doing on Easter weekend
Yes.
because Spring Mysteries is the place to be for pagans on Easter weekend. I mean, it just is. Be initiated into the mysteries of Demeter and receive all those blessings from the gods. It's really a different festival. The East Coast festivals are wonderful. I love them, but they're not like the West Coast festivals.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
different.
they are very different. The East Coast festivals are, you wake up in the morning, there's workshops, and then there's a drum circle, and there's a ritual at night, right? Like that's the thing. And then we do it again the next day, and however many days we're out there, and then we pack up and go home. Well, Spring Mysteries Festival is a series of ancient festivals. So you have the Halidai Mistai and the Hyros Gamos and the Hyros Duros and all of these things, the lesser mysteries, the greater mysteries, and everybody goes to all of it. Like you have, there's certain, like people are like, what are we wearing? And I have to tell them these are the things that we're wearing, because we have fancy night. We have Parade to the Sea is like an Easter parade. You know, you want to dress up fancy for that. And then the goddess wants you to wear white at lessers and lessers 1 and 2, because it's an initiation, you know. And then, you know, so it's so exciting. Spring Mysteries is like unlike any event you'll ever go to. It's where the gods come and walk the earth. And you're like, what does that look like? And it's full embodiment. And until you really experience like a staff of 20 gods fully embodied that have been working on together for what, 4 months of rehearsals every Sunday for 4 hours, they rehearse to produce this epic journey. It's the oldest pilgrimage, pagan pilgrimage, and you got to go, Atalanta. You got to go.
Just gotta go. Gotta do it.
So we have this really cool thing that if you get 10 people to sign up, you can go for free. Like there's all kinds of cool ways that, and you have a base, you know. So if you get 30 people to sign up, we'll pay for your hotel. Like there's different layers of things that we'll do, that you could even get a free airline ticket.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, how do we find the information, and like what website do we go to? Is it on Facebook?
Springmysteries.com.
Okay.
Spring Mysteries. Now there is a Spring Mysteries public forum is where you go and you say, hey, what questions you have and stuff like that. And finding roommates and, you know, rides and stuff like that, because people are coming from all over the world. People come from Thailand, South Korea, Canada, all over the place. South Africa. The Archpriestess of South Africa is coming. We might have the Archpriestess of, we do have the Archpriestess of Canada. She comes every year, though. I mean, it's a big deal, but she does it every year. And the Archpriestess of Australia is coming over in the spring. She might be able to come to Spring Mysteries. So it's a huge event. And it's really comfortable because now we're in a hotel instead of a state park. And the amenities at a hotel are significantly better, as you well know, Atalanta. Yeah, we need to talk about getting you out there, because the Bone Woman on the West Coast would be a huge hit.
Gotta do it. Oh yeah, and this is the year really for me to get to go and actually experience things, because a couple of years there I was traveling all the time, like 2 and 3 weeks at a time, and then off a week, and then going back on the road off a week. So
I know it. Don't I know it? That's what I was trying to track you down. Atalanta, talk to me. You're like, I will. And not,
I'm going crazy right now. But yeah, this year's a little bit different. So I'm enjoying it. I'm kind of, I'm so high strung. I can't help it. I am boom, boom, boom. My dad's like, he's like, what, do you not like ever just sit down? Nope, I don't. And I don't watch television. So I'm all over the place doing stuff.
Are you
and my mom? Mm-hmm. Yep. 2.
The thing is that what people don't realize is that maidens lay around and wait on lunch to happen. You know, we do our makeup and we languish around in our very untidy bedrooms, and we just, don't have to do very much. And then we have children and we go, oh my God, this is an insane schedule. I can't keep up this pace. This is going to kill me. I can't do this. Oh no, what am I going to do? And then you realize the pace. And once you have that pace in, you can't slow down.
Yeah.
And then they grow up and move away, and you turn into a queen, which is what you're doing right now.
I mean, all over the place. It's like, you can just do so many different things. So why not do them? You want to do it, just do it. That's the way I was brought up. There's never a question. You want to do something. Okay, what's the problem? Get up and do it, So yeah,
the only thing holding you back is air and opportunity. That's what my daddy would say.
But you do a lot of stuff too. You're all over the place too, doing things all the time. You don't ever sit down or sit still.
No, heck no, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna manage to run a physical location. We're wanting to buy a brick and mortar area. You know, we've been trying to build new Elusis. Well, we've been okay. You know, we've been building new Elusis. Well, we're just about to buy 10 acres in Monroe where we're going to be able to do, you know, the mysteries and stuff like that. And I'm so excited. We're putting in the loan application today. So everybody pray for me. Everybody send us good energy that they'll approve the $1.7 million loan and that we can pay it.
That we can pay it.
Yeah. Because that's exciting stuff. And change is really wonderful. You know, I've wanted a bookstore for a long, long time, but I didn't want to go into work. But now I'm ready. Sitting in the house for 3 years. The first year and a half, I was like, oh, throw me in the briar patch. I can't go anywhere. It's so terrible. Where do I sign? You know, but I'm ready for it. I'm so excited about the potential, the pagan renaissance that's happening right now. It's just so exciting that it's palpable.
Yeah.
You know?
Off here, I want to. We've got the spring mysteries. You're going to be at Puff. Is there anything else that you're up to that's going to be coming up that you want to share?
Well, WiccanSeminary.edu, the seminary that it's a state recognized seminary. It's just the beginning of the year. So now's the time to sign up. It's just the beginning of the year. And then don't forget, Witches on the Water, the pagan cruise that we're doing.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Pagan cruise, Atalanta. Are you coming on the cruise? Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. There's so many things I want to do.
Oh, I know. And I'm living my best life. It's just wonderful. I've got spring mysteries and a cruise.
Yeah.
The world's good.
I'm not going to travel so much this year. No, wait, let me just restate that. I'm not going to travel for work so much this year. I'll be traveling just as much. I got to figure this out.
You know, you just got to make money while you go. That's the thing. You set up a vending table. The cool thing about Spring Mysteries is you don't have to pay extra to vend except for $25 for your table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's helpful.
Yeah, you can vend. And when important things are happening, the vending hall's closed anyway because everybody's at the event.
Everybody's doing yeah, I like that. Just so you get to attend all the different things still. So that's
and there's no worry that you're going to lose money because the vending hall's not open, you know. So yeah, it's really great. And just you just do a vending thing, you come and teach, you sell your book, you sell your wares, you make money, and you write it off as a business trip, the whole dang thing.
Yep. And you know what? My new book will be out right around that time.
There you go. There you go. We still have openings for workshops and vendors. So if you want to do it, because the mysteries take up a lot of the time. It's not like we have 30 workshop slots. We have 3 workshop rooms and we only have one day that we do workshops and it's not even the full day. So yeah, and it only costs $50 to save your spot. You can pay off in time. You can make payments. So you can pay it off in time. So if it's something you want to do, you would really be a hit on the West Coast.
Oh, I want to go so bad. Well, I want to thank you again. You've been on here a few times and I love it. And I always have fun and my mouth always cramps from laughing so much and smiling so much, but I love it. So, and just thank you. Thank you so much for your support and you're amazing. You're very amazing. I can't wait to see you at Pop and meet you in person.
Oh man, that's going to be so much fun. Thank you for having me. I always love talking to you. I mean, we started at 4 and I feel like we could talk for another 3 hours. I mean, we could
easily. Well, the first time that we did an interview, we did, I think, talk for like 3 or 4
hours. We talked until I had my next meeting. That's what it was. I was like, I gotta go now. But
I felt so bad, but at the same time, I was like, I'm having fun. So
I love you and I appreciate the work that you're doing for the community. And I just
love you too. You're amazing.
so wonderful. And yeah,
Well, I want to thank you again for coming on the show again. And I'm going to have you back. I'm going to put up in the websites for the Spring Mysteries and of course Puff Pagan Unity Festival. And yeah, just thank you again and for being on the show. Blessed be. Much love.
Blessed be. Thank you so much for having me.
We are going to continue our magical recipe segments. This time we're going to work in the kitchen. We'll continue the bone magic recipes in the next episodes coming up. This is working with mushrooms, magic with mushrooms. So it helps with pain, inflammation, digestion, and it also helps with stress. Let's just jump right on in. I have mango chunks frozen, so just add a few of those. Mangoes help with digestion. They also help your body absorb water. Even better than just drinking plain water, they help. So we've got a little bit of mango. We have pineapple. Pineapple, same as mango, it helps you absorb water into your body, into your system, even better than water does. Aids in digestion, and both mango and pineapple have so many other benefits as well. They have like 20 vitamins and minerals, and so that's excellent to add. I'm going to add a dash of cayenne pepper. Now, you don't need much, just a dash. Everyone knows cayenne pepper has so many different benefits, but this video is particularly for like body aches, pains, and also to help with digestion. But, cayenne pepper also helps with the circulatory system, and all these ingredients do help fight cancer. Everyone knows how good turmeric is for you. Turmeric also helps with digestion, and it helps with body aches, pains, arthritis, and even fibromyalgia. Matcha helps with a lot of different things. Energy, burns calories, helps with focus, the immune system, lowers stress, all those wonderful things. We're going to add a little bit of matcha to our mix. We have moringa vegetable powder. It's a superfood, and it also gives you some calcium, and it's a good source of fiber. Of course, we need protein, so I have plant protein. This is pea and quinoa protein powder. Mine is gluten-free and soy-free and dairy-free. Okay, now I'm going to add Amanita pantherina. Now, this doesn't have the psychoactive, it is a mushroom. It does not have the psychoactive ingredients in it. So we're going to do that next. That helps with stress and pain. A little bit of green Mang Da also helps with joint arthritis, pain, and stress. Now, this can be illegal in some states, so make sure it's legal in yours. It is the green Mang Da kratom. We have organic MCT oil. Now, this is made from coconuts, organic coconuts, and this oil is a good fat, okay? And we have to have good fat in our diet. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of that in here. It has a lot of health benefits, but its primary that I'm using it for here is for focusing, digestive issues, and also joint muscle pain, things like that. There is there's so much information right now on the internet about castor oil and its benefits. I'm just starting this program, so I'm just going to use a little bit of castor oil. It aids in digestion, but it also helps with everything else. I mean, it helps with muscle aches, body aches, headaches, stomach issues. I use it externally, and I'm going to use a little bit internally just to keep my digestive system on track. I'm going to use the Kabani oat milk, which I think tastes the best. It's just the regular, not vanilla, not anything, no sugar added, nothing like that. You need to shake it well, and then I will pour that about halfway up, and just kind of test it from there. Build a little bit higher, just about a fourth more with some water, some spring water, and then you have a beautiful mixture. We're going to seal it up, and we're going to blend it. Shake it in between. Here's where the magic comes in. As you are casting into your mixture here, you want to push the intention in, okay? So I'm pushing in love, obviously. I'm pushing in relief of joint pain and healing of any arthritis, any other aches and pains, and I'm bringing digestive health. Okay, so I'm going to do that for a minute. I'm going to concentrate on it, and I'll be right back. The end result, it looks quite beautiful. It's rather thick, so if you want to add a little bit more milk, that's fine. But you want to...
I hope you enjoyed that magical mushroom recipe for pain, inflammation, digestion, and even stress. Like I said, we're going to continue our bone magic series next episodes, and I hope you enjoy.
That concludes another episode of Everyday Witchcraft. I want to thank you for joining us tonight, and a special thanks goes to Belladonna Laveau for being my guest this evening. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Blessed be.